What's up? Look at this. Got a giant mouse. First one I've ever had. And it is a Ace BIBLIO in blue ice fat carbon. How about that? I mean, is that enough fancy for you? Let's get it out of here. So I bought this on the secondary market, and very reputable seller, a pleasure to work with, and I bought a couple of knives from him, and they've all been represented as in like new condition, not carried, and they all have been exactly that. And so, this wasn't on my hot list, but it was on his list. And I saw it and I thought, you know what? I'm curious enough, man. I'll get it. So we struck a deal. He made me an offer. And here we are. So there's something in here. What is that? Okay. Got a little card saying welcome to the team or something, I guess. Giant mouse, Ace BIBLIO, blue ice fat carbon. Well, let's get a look. Okay. There we go. It's in an M390 steel. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's check that action. Yeah. The Spidey flick's good. Spidey flick's perfect. Wonderful. What about thumb? Yeah, the thumb feels good too. Feels really good. I bet you I can fail this though pretty easily. Yeah. And I'll bet that blade is free. Yeah, because you know why I say all that? Is because this lock bar is really tight. Like, I mean, it's taken a fair amount of pressure to get that lock bar over to unlock that. And so I already kind of knew, man, that blade is just as free as it could be, but that lock and the detent on that is so tight, that's what's causing it to not freewheel. Definitely a factory edge, has not been sharpened. I dig it. Well, let's get in it. I mean, it's pretty cool so far. Not super tight. No Loctite on it. I guess the pocket, well, here's a couple of little T6s right here. They almost were invisible. Lost them in that fat carbon. Am I taking the wrong side of this apart? I think I might be. Let's go back and see. No? Let's continue on this side and see what happens. Oof. That carbon fiber is like camouflage for these screws. All right, let's see if I can pop that up. What am I missing here? I'm coming off the wrong side. That's all that's going on. Interesting. I wonder if these gotta come out on both sides. Yeah. I'll bet you that pivot's the same way. Those screws go in from both sides. And very easy for them to be stubborn and decide they're not gonna cooperate. Pocket clips a T8. Okay. I'm not sure. For some reason, this knife's got me backwards. I can't figure out what I'm doing. I'm not sure how to get this thing apart. There we go. Well, that's why nothing's coming apart. It's got a bunch of internal screws. Well, that wasn't a screw. It's just that one. There we go. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I don't think there's a shred of oil in here. Not anywhere on this knife. There is a lot of little components here. I'm going to have to pay attention to get this back together. I mean, there was some, you know what it was? There was some dry lithium grease on there. That's what was on there. And that's it. I mean, other than that, the knife clearly on the inside here is brand new. Yeah, but they've lined it with some lithium grease. That's what they had running it. I don't know, maybe somebody said, hey, I think it'll work, and so they went for it. That's how you discover the light bulb, man. You try stuff, right? Bearings are dirty. Got quite a bit of crud coming off of here. And even this little washer was dirty. Okay. Well, I mean, there wasn't really anything else going on here. Pretty simple. Let's see if I can figure out how to put it back together. All right. I think that's definitely correct. But there's internal screws, so I can't really be messing with that yet. I'm going to have to assemble the pivot. That's not it. There it is. But I can't assemble the pivot without putting this on. So yeah, this one's gonna get me. Can already tell. So yeah, this was the bottom, and then this come up through there like so. I could probably put that pocket clip back in there. It's not helping me to not be in there. I'll come back to that. Okay. Yeah, I think it was like that. And we're going to use a little bit of this. Well, let's put the bearing on there. Okay. Blade. I mean, we're definitely running backwards here. 100% we are. But that's the way it came apart, so I think I'm going to stick to the plan. I'm going to try to get it back together the way I took it apart. Okay. Now, I know that barrel's got to go there. And then this weirdo went, where did it go? I know this was on here, like so. This one was here, like that. Okay. Whew, man. And then this pin has got to go down in there, like so. The stop pin. I mean, okay. It's allowing me to get through the process. I say allowing me because I'm pretty sure it's in control here right now, not me. And it's got this black matte coating on everything in here. It's kind of interesting. So this is this screw right here. That was that internal screw. Now with that like that, I think I'm gonna try to manipulate. There it is. So that popped out of there. That's got to go in. Wonder if I unlock it, if it'll be more friendly. Yep. There it went. Scale and a bunch of screws. Now, the sad thing is, I might weaken that detent. So that means I'll have to do this all over again. All right, let's put this pivot screw in first. Wow. I mean, you know, there wasn't anything scary about it, but man, it had a lot of weirdness going on. There we go. I mean, the reason that I'm not going to mess with that detent, I think, is because there was enough crud in those bearings and stuff going on there that I think I may be able to influence that. We'll see. All right, I'm mounting to these little screws now. I'm not really tightening anything at this point. I'm just kind of getting them in. Figure I'll come back and do all my tightening. Last one. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't overly complicated, but it definitely took a little bit of take your time in this, or how do you say that? A little patience, I guess. Don't get in a rush. And then it's got this port side pocket screw, faux screw. Okay, let's check that action, see how we did. Super tight. I wonder if I'm too tight here. Better. I'm even kind of on the outside now. I'm kind of getting a little click. Let's try. much play in there now. Still got play. There we go. I mean, the detent's running well with the Spidey flick and the thumb, but it does feel pretty weak on the others. Centered. On the back flipper, that's what I meant. Got something in my eye. I mean, do I mess with this, or I think is this the standard for this knife? Because the Spidey flick's good, the thumb flick's good. The back flip is weak, but just a little bit of tension and it runs pretty good. And yeah, without a doubt, that thing is monster free if I go that way. So if I did anything with the detent, I almost think I'd have to stiffen it to make this side, but that's not going to help that drop shut action. So I think it's a happy median to where the Spidey flick is good, the thumb flick is good, and the back flipper's okay as long as you light switch it. You know, you got to get after it. You can't pity pat around with it. Like, you know, you got to have intentions. I don't know. You know, I'm here messing with it, so I think I'm going to try to come this side off. Then I can pull the blade and try to put a little bit of detent on it. I think I'm going to try that. Okay, so it's disassembled, and I bent this out a little bit, and then I'm putting a drop of oil on it. Let's put it back together. Okay, last screw. And I mean, there wasn't any complications. I'm not sure why I was so backwards the first time, but man, it had me twisted around. But doing everything from this side here, it all came apart really easy, went back together really easy. No worries. All right, let's see what's up. I mean, I don't think that's really affected. That drop action's probably about the same. What about this? I don't know that I impacted that a whole lot. No, I didn't. You know, I'm going to do it again. Okay. And I've adjusted it. I went kind of far, but we'll see. Third time's a charm, right? All right, back together. Here we go. Okay, I got that center screw back in. It's holding everything together. So I'm going to wipe the inside of the scale off, and then we'll put the scale on and try it one more time. Okay, ta-da! We're together. I mean, I can feel that it's a little stiffer. It hasn't affected the action really at all. That blade's running on those washers, and so that extra detent isn't really, I mean, it's not really doing anything to that blade. So I'm not sure that it's going to affect this, but let's try it. I mean, it's still weak. I mean, I'm trying to open it there. If I try to fail it, watch. Yeah, it's exactly the same. So, I mean, third time wasn't a charm, but third time was the last time. How about that? Yeah, I'm not taking it apart again. We're going to live with it the way it is. Let's move on. So the action is going to get, I mean, that functions. This really functions. And the thumb, which of course is my go-to, that's probably how I'd open the knife, is with that thumb. And I mean, it's got a nice, satisfying little thwack out there. The detent's stiff. It runs well like that. So, I mean, I'll give it a B. It's just not great action, for, I mean, this isn't a high-end knife, but this isn't, they're not giving these away. I'm pretty sure that in the day, new, these things were upwards of $150. Well, I mean, for that kind of price, I don't know. I think I just expect a little better action. But, I mean, some might argue that, that is good action. It's just not like drop shut. We've all gotten spoiled with that. But you got bearings in it, so it's not hideous. It just takes a little bit of coercion to get down. So, yeah, I'm going to say a solid B, man. It is what it is. So, ergonomics. There's no jimping back here, but this is definitely a confident grip. So, we're confident. I mean, you can hold this thing, man. It tucks into the hand really nice. And then it's got the added benefit, man. You can choke up in this knife really strongly. So, I mean, this is also a strong grip. It's not just a choke up grip for, that light work. I mean, that's a strong grip right there. I don't like it because I'm forward of my finger guard. Like, if you caught some hard resistance, now you're up on the blade. So even though it's strong, man, that's not a place to be. Behind this finger guard, that's the strong grip on this knife. But it's also got this pinch grip. Nice jimping here. Very sharp, very strong. Definitely bites the finger. So, for cutting this way, pretty nice. Let's try that pocket clip. I think it's going to be just fine. I'm pretty sure it's going to run on just about anything, but let's see. Yeah. It's not super deep, about a ½ inch of reveal on the knife, but wonderful tension. It is secure in there. And wherever you put that, man, it's going to be there when you go looking for it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same way on this thinner jean thickness material. Yeah, very nice. My spot back here, it'll ride there all day long and still be there in the evening 100%. Let's check it for safety. Got a runny nose. Yeah, I can't get the back. What about the tip? Nope. And I just noticed that it's got a crown, okay, now I don't know why, but I can't think of what that's called. But the top of the spine of the blade is crowned. Very nice. It's just one of those things that I like. I dig that crown blade style. For some reason I can't think of maybe it's just the spine, but for whatever reason I can't spit it out of my mouth right. But yeah, it's crowned. It's very nice. Very cool. I wonder if it cuts. Oh, yeah, that thing's masterfully sharpened. Yep. Yeah, wonderfully sharpened. Very nice. All right, so price and availability. So eBay is full of them, and they're a little north of $200 for these new. But there's some sellers on there that are asking best offer. So maybe you can get into one of these for, I don't know, $175 maybe. Southern Mountain Knife Works, they have them in stock, and actually this blue fat carbon one, they only have, there's like, I don't know, there's like 10 different models of this knife. There's a bunch of different options and models, and titanium and fat carbon fiber and micarta, all kinds of stuff on them. And they range anywhere from $230 to almost $300. But they are selling this one for, it looks like, $229. So you can get a brand new one for about $229, or I think you might be able to find a used one on eBay for, just under 200 maybe, if you were patient. Pretty cool knife. I don't have any giant mouse, and so now I have one. Yeah, I dig it. All right, I appreciate you watching.